Happy Monday. Proof of life. Sorry I've been away. It seems like a lot for the last month, but here I am and familiar confines. Yeah, it's been a little painful. There's been a lot of stuff happening. Haven't been able to chime in, and but here we are. So again, let's do some stuff. It is the beginning of draft week, which is exciting. If you know me, I've talked about the draft a lot. So much so that I did a dissertation on how NFL teams acquire their players, related it to business. I do think there are a lot of parallels. Now, on its face, the draft is absolutely absurd. No company would ever want to partake in anything like that and have their employee selection subject to public scrutiny. It is also, in a lot of ways, feels illegal to just be told where you're going to work, but neither here nor there. The draft itself is fascinating, a uniquely sports model, and it is here. Now, the parts that are always interesting to me aren't so much the player selections, it's the organizational DNA that is the result of those player selections. Every company, every team, every entity has deeply entrenched DNA that basically dictates how they operate. It's why you look at some teams in pro sports that just seemingly never get it right. When you've got people who have been in organizations for a while, and inhibits progress. And even when you get new people in, it takes sometimes decades to make those changes to make an organization function in a brand new way. So the most recent example was the Bengals. They just traded for Dexter Lawrence from the Giants, and it was out of character. It was out of character because the Bengals don't make trades. They don't trade players away. They certainly don't trade for players. And they gave him a little bit of an extension as well. But it was the number 10 overall draft pick, which says a couple of things. A, teams aren't too excited about the players coming out this year. And B, maybe times are changing. But in the Bengals case, desperate move that they had to make because they have seen their defense completely crippled over the last few years. They've put everything on offense. They have sucked in to Joe Burrow as a quarterback, and generally bad teams don't do that either. They don't suck to the point where they get a quarterback that can actually make them a better team because they can't develop them. But they have, and they paid them, and they now had to make this move because their defense is the one thing holding them back. So from the organizational dynamic side, the draft is fascinating. This would essentially be the Bengals' first-round draft pick. But Thursday night, we're going to get a chance to see what all these teams decide to do to shape their future. I do have an episode that I want to do, as I do every year, regarding the quarterback class. I'm a little bit behind, so I will try. But I also had a hard drive crash too, so it might not be as polished as the others. So we'll see. Working on it. But it is Monday. It's a new week. We're going to try to make some stuff happen. So on that, like, subscribe, and engage. I will get you in the next one.